Shadowdancer I really like. The only issue with Shadowdancer is it's similar to Magus or like one of the other trees where you have to like boost the strike as you go up. But somebody was telling me that the shadow loss is really good. Okay, imbue your weapon and spells with evil energy. You deal... Okay, and your attack's blind with no save. Does that mean that the epic strike, the spell blinds with no save? We're gonna try that. This one is on a Vorpal strike, blinded with no save. Oh, it's only attacks. Activate your epic strike, imbue your weapons and spells. Sneak attack on a Vorpal strike. Oh, yeah, we're not Vorpaling. Okay, so it's ranged or melee. And then it looks like then that this would be the caster one, right? So you activate and then you get plus 10% dodge. I mean, dodge is great. This we can get Necro. Oh, we get this. This is awesome. Shadowcaster is one of the reasons that I like to use this tree. Not that we need to have it on a Lich, because we're already immune to that. So we're going to try this. It's force damage. And it puts shadow loss. We're going to see how much shadow loss we can stack onto a mob. It doesn't say that there's a limit, so technically we should be able to reduce a monster's PRR, MRR, and spell resist to 0. And then once they're at 0, they should be super easy to kill, right? Yeah, somebody was telling me that that is really strong because you can just... you know, burn down champs really easily that have shadow loss. So, my initial test of it on my warlock, I didn't really take advantage of that. So, yeah, the dodge is okay. Is the blind that it puts on no save for that epic strike? Even as a spellcaster? It doesn't read like that. I guess that's confusing. Oh, that's interesting. I thought that they did. I thought champs had PRR. No? Yeah, I thought that there were a few champs that had like boosts to it, but that's interesting. Everything that you heard is that monsters don't have PRR or MRR. Interesting. Absorbs and set. Yeah, I always assumed that they did have it. So that's an interesting conversation. That means that I should probably think about doing a like a YouTube video about that.
At the end of the passage ahead, you can see a fortress.
But that's something that, like, how would a new player ever have a clue about that? I've been playing for 18 years, and it's something that I don't even have a clue about.
The Slog's defensive
All right, so
shield
here is
collapses.
the...
Succumbs in
Yeah,
a
that was
feat
great.
the living
That was
do.
6,400 force damage. That was 1,900. There's my stacking dodge. Let's see if it actually is stacking. So 29 right now. So my dodge right now is 29%. I'm gonna let it fall off just to see if it's actually doing anything. Yes, okay, so it is adding quite a bit of dodge to me. Alright, and so we should be hitting this dude with shadow loss, right? Yeah. So he's got 5 minutes. -5. -5 PRR, MRR, and spell resist. Can we stack it? No, it's not stacking. It's just a 5-minute effect. You just cast it once. It's interesting. They gave this like a lightning bolt spellcast. The damage on it is pretty low. He's not taking... So if he's negative right now... I'm not seeing any purple numbers, but... We did get... Oh, he's frozen. There, 2,800. So it's not something that you can stack. I don't think that if multiple people hit with this, it would be... you know, I don't think 2 people could put that debuff on. I could be wrong, though, about that. You never know, but... So, my understanding of the way this is casting is like a lightning bolt. Yeah, it's like a beam. It's very similar to the Moon Lance or whatever from Magus. So it actually shoots like Necrotic Ray. Well, I hit this dude. Can I got him reduced. Can I finger him now? No. I guess their spell resist is super high. Because even with the shadow loss, he's still making his spell resistance. Yeah, I do like the extra dodge, but considering what this was, you know, like prior to, if you remember back when it was 100%, like that was really good back in the day before they redid the Epic Destinies. So to go from 100% to 10, it's quite a big drop.
A wave of energy washes from the small tower as the barrier blocking the entrance is disrupted.
So I love Shadowdancer. Usually use it as utility tree, but
The lever activates, and one of the
not sure that the Epic
barrier
Strike
along.
is really worth it. One of the big things it's got that goes against it immediately is the fact that it's got an 8-second cooldown, it's single target, and it's not doing much more damage than any of the other strikes. So It's just an overall like lower
With
DPS.
both levers pulled, the fortress's
Um,
barrier collapses in upon itself, revealing the passage beyond.
the Fey one that was doing force also did 3 like CC effects, and it was once every 6 seconds, and it was an AoE.
The innocuous chest lets out an unexpected roar as it attacks.
With 1900 on that platinum. Another 1900. Ooh. That was 2000. All right, so it's directional. So when I cast that, it didn't hit him because he moved. 2000. Oh, 2000. So again, we'll put this in perspective. This is Necrotic Ray. 1600 from that Necrotic Ray. That Necrotic Ray is what, a 5th level spell? That's 1900 for the Epic Strike. There's another Necrotic Ray, it's 1500. So it's, you know, like, it's the same. So it's either this is way overtuned or this is way undertuned, right? Like, $1,800. It just doesn't, at least for spellcasters. I know it's different if you're on a ranged or if you're on a melee. In Shadowdancer, I'm sure if you're an assassin, it's also much better because there's a lot of love in the tree for assassin, the assassinate DC. But for just a pure caster looking for an epic strike, it's not one of the better ones. It's not bad. I do like having the extra dodge. Like, that's great because you can't get enough of that, right? Like, dodge is great. Especially on somebody with under, like, I'm super squishy, right? Like, I have low armor class, low PRR, so for me, the dodge is super useful. But it's just not... The other thing, not only is it not that it's average DPS, the 8-second cooldown, the single target, but it's the directional thing. Like, if I'm not facing and have him lined up correctly, it just doesn't, like, in other words, I don't think I can hit him. Yeah, see, like, it doesn't follow the target. It just kind of shoots where you're looking, which is a little bit different. Some of the other epic strikes, you can, the hitbox isn't that tight. You can basically, like, run around a little bit and still hit it. Like, I missed him because he was lower and the beam got hit on this, like, little nub here. So, like, you basically just have to kind of jump cast in order to make sure that this hits, just like any other, like, ray or lightning bolt or whatever. Like, that one there, I started casting and he moved behind me and I completely missed him. And we got him with that one. That was 4,300 was Necrotic Ray. Which Necrotic Ray is up every 4 seconds, which you can cast 2 of those in the time that you can do one of these epic strikes. I mean, so we still love Shardstorm. Look at the damage on Shardstorm. Like, Shardstorm is just crazy good. It's crazy, crazy good. Like, we still love Shardstorm. So we still want to use that, because it's... Not only does it give us hit points, but... Yeah, I mean, it's just so good. Like, we love it. If they had killed that, then I would have to sort of start rethinking, you know. The other thing I was wondering if they were going to, like, alter these little hired buddies at all, the little... But they didn't. They kept it all... So she's still throwing out regenerates. She's still proccing rejuvenation cocoons. She's still nuking with my mantle. Like, all that's great. Even though her damage isn't that high, it still adds to my damage, so... And she gets aggro. Even though she's not a tank. The damage is just so low on this. I just, you know, like, I like the dodge, but if this had like a 4-second cast, I think maybe I would consider it. You know, or even 6 seconds, maybe, but it's just the 8-second cast is just way too slow. It's just way too slow. 8 seconds in combat is like 5 years. Oh, so I'm not sure I understand. You played with a warlock that was with that mantle last week. Killed me with his mantle when he was charmed by a water ellie. Interesting. Which mantle are you talking about? Oh, really? Primal Avatar. So he got charmed and then that flagged... That's amazing. Wonder if that's intended.
With a final rattle, the mimic
That's
falls
really weird.
to the floor.
Yeah, he charmed an Ellie and then... Oh, I understand. Because he... Yeah. So he's doing shared mantle. So the charmed hostile Ellie, who becomes a temporary ally because of the charm monster, assumes his mantle, gets the damage proc, and then did it keep his mantle when the charm wore off and then attacked you with his mantle and killed you? Is that kind of what happened? Or were you still getting attacked while the thing was charmed? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons that this is such a great destiny, is because they can share the mantle power, and it's going to get all whatever his spell powers were, basically. Yeah. Well, we were able to kill and get some cards anyway. I think we've looked at all of the other spellcaster strikes, I think. I mean, that has a lot of utility in it that I like. Like, I could get more UMD. I can get Shadowcaster, which is 10% quicker spells.